The first performance of Birdwatchers' Wives is the 18th of April here at Metal, and the project's actually moved on quite a bit. From the workshops that I run on Wallasey Island when was it, October, November, I've created two characters, two bird-human characters. One called the Lost Grouse, who she was kind of like, during the workshops, a sort of open invitation for people to sort of project, I guess, their identities or their sort of dreams of what kind of bird they would imagine themselves to be. And so that was the sort of the Lost Grouse. And then Rita Grebe is fantastic creation, created by myself and also a brilliant designer called David Curtis Ring. And Rita is very much a product, I would say, of Wallasey Island. So you'll sort of get the measure of her when you come and see the show, because do come and see the show. The project's actually moved on from looking at kind of fashion and feathers into much more about the sort of psychology of why we are so interested and fascinated by birds. Because a lot of the stuff that came out of the workshop was sort of fantasy based, so it wasn't necessarily I want to be this bird that actually exists on Wallasey Island, although there were those. There were sort of more sort of fantasy creations of people's desires, and I got very interested in the edge of that, which is a kind of sort of communities called avian therians. And avian therians are essentially people who kind of believe themselves to either be trapped in a sort of human body or partially avian. So through shape-shifting and through mentally shifting, they sort of have the belief that they have phantom wings, or they develop bird behaviours. And that sounds sort of quite out there. But if you think about language and the amount of phrases or behaviours that we use to describe either ourselves or others, or puffing up your chest or shaking out your tail feather, it's not so sort of far-fetched. So the project is starting to really look at how we engage with birds. So the show will be very much about that, and an open call for people to sort of start imagining what kind of bird they might be.